Welcome back. In today's devotional on God's faithfulness during this Advent season, we have a disturbing story, the story of the children's massacre perpetrated by King Herod. As we talk during this time about the birth of Christ and the events connected with the conception and the delivery and the childhood of baby Jesus, we have to bring up the story of the children's massacre perpetrated by King Herod. King Herod was a historically known king that was installed by the Roman Empire as a tetrarch, a puppet king in Judea. And he was told by the Magi that came to visit baby Jesus that the king of the Jews was born. King Herod was such a megalomaniac that he felt that his position and his kingdom and his throne were threatened by this king of the Jews. He had no idea what kind of king Jesus would be. He was thinking of a military sort of leader or a king that would revolt against the Roman presence and those puppets installed by the Romans, and that would be a threat to that king, King Herod. King Herod wanted to stay. He wanted his legacy to continue forever. He wanted baby Jesus to be killed along with the legacy that he was to bring. And so he ordered all the children born in that part of the world during a specific period of time to be executed. Now, King Herod had a lot of accomplishments. When we think of the Second Temple, that was a magnificent plan built by King Herod. He also built many magnificent cities, and his legacy continues to be seen in terms of the archaeological discoveries in the Holy Lands today. And he decided that baby Jesus would not be a king and would not have any heritage. Well, the story tells us that God told Joseph and Mary to take baby Jesus and to seek refuge in Egypt, to be saved from that massacre. And you may be wondering, why would I be talking about God saving his own son and allowing thousands of other children to be executed when I'm talking about how loving and how good and how faithful God is? And you know what? That's a very good point. Why did God save his son and allow the rest of the children to be destroyed? Well, the story told us that at the end of the children's massacre, God told Joseph and Mary to bring back baby Jesus to their homeland in Palestine. Fast forward 3 decades later, Jesus died on the cross. And before he died, he promised that those children killed during the baby massacre would go to heaven. Actually, he said that all children who die will go to heaven. He said, "Let those children come to me and do not forbid them, for theirs is the kingdom of God." God allowed his son to be saved and those thousands of children to be killed during that massacre, so that God would deliver his son to be killed, so that those children would eventually live. Every story, no matter how disturbing it is, when we read in the Bible and when we see the accounts of the human history, we learn about God's faithfulness if we see those stories from like a deeper perspective. If we stand back and see the big picture, we cannot miss God's faithfulness. Herod and his kingdom died. Jesus and his kingdom survived for 2,000 years, and they will survive forever. مرحبا. نتحدث في هذا اليوم، نستمر في تأملنا عن أمانة الله في موسم الأدفنت هذا، وعندنا اليوم قصة حزينة جدا، وهي قصة مجزرة الأطفال التي قام بها الملك هيرودس. يقول التاريخ أن هيرودس كان ملكا منصبا من قبل الإمبراطورية الرومانية على فلسطين في وقت ولادة المسيح. وقد أخبر المجوس الذين أتوا ليروا الطفل يسوع، أخبروا الملك هيرودس أن ملك اليهود قد ولد. وبسبب جنون العظمة التي كان يعاني منها هيرودس وخوفه على منصبه وعلى عرشه، قرر الملك أن يعدم جميع الأطفال المولودين في تلك الفترة. وقال الله لمريم ولرجلها يوسف أن يأخذوا يسوع ويهربوا من فلسطين إلى أرض مصر. وقد تقول، لماذا أذكر هذه القصة في الحديث عن أمانة الله وعن محبة الله وعن خير الله؟ لماذا يسمح الله لابنه أن يعيش بينما يسمح للآلاف من الأطفال أن يموتوا؟ كيف يفسر هذا أمانة الله؟ تقول القصة أنه عند انتهاء المجزرة قال الله ليوسف ومريم أن يرجعا بالطفل يسوع من مصر إلى فلسطين. بعد 3 عقود مات المسيح على الصليب، وقبيل موته وعد أن جميع الأطفال الذين قتلوا سيذهبون إلى الجنة. قال: دعوا الأطفال يأتون لي ولا تمنعوهم، لأن لمثل هؤلاء ملكوت الله. أنقذ الله ابنه يسوع المسيح وسمح للأطفال أن يموتوا، لأن الله خطط لابنه أن يموت لكي يحيا هؤلاء الأطفال. مات هيرودس ومملكته، وعاش المسيح ومملكته ل2000 سنة أخرى، وسيعيشون إلى الأبد.